Come on in. Come on in. Welcome. Hey, this is mzjanis. How you lobsters doing today? Just checking. Just checking. We're going to start at refuse and waste materials today. I'm going to just get right to work. I found out yesterday why my this side was real dark, or the last time you were here. It's because I forgot to turn the light on. Refuse or refuse or refus. No, stop. Refuse and waste materials. We were dealing with definitions yesterday. We were dealing with tools. We deal with so much every single day. It's the outer surface of waste disposal containers must be kept clean. And I was saying that when I go to church to clean up, I was supposed to make sure that the outside of the trash cans are clean. They're all covered in the fellowship hall. They're all covered. I noticed upstairs, no. Sanctuary, no. Sealable plastic bags and sealable rigid containers must be available for use at all times. Services are being performed in a licensed facility. We went over what a licensed facility looks like, how do you become a licensed facility, disinfecting non-electric tools and implements. All tools and implements used within a field of practice must be disinfected before use on each client. Notice that they're called clients, not customers. They're called clients. Disinfecting non-electric tools and implements. The method for disinfecting non-electrical tools and implements will be as follows. Remember, rules, there are regulations, there are standards, and there are standards. Right now, I'm so not thinking of any more. If I do get some more out, I'll tell you. But as you're being tutored, you want to do your best to try to talk natural hair care practitioner. That's who you're becoming. So you might as well talk like one, walk like, look like one, and be professional as one. So start now. Disinfecting non-electrical tools and implements. It tells about the method for disinfecting non-electrical tools and implements will be as follows. Now check this out. Remove all hair and or foreign material. So you know it's talking about either scissors, combs, brushes. Okay. Clean thoroughly with soap or detergent and water. Rinse thoroughly with clear, clean water and sterilize using one of the approved methods. And I believe we did the part where it says according to manufacturer's instructions. But if not, I'm most sure we'll do that today. All tools and implements that come in direct contact with the client must be disinfected or disposed of after use. And one of the things we know that needs to be disposed of are the capes, the plastic covering of the client. And that's why it's a dollar store. All tools and implements. I mean, not one of the things I know of. One of the types uh, that can't be used and wash it. Remember, it tells you that it has to be washed clean with at a laundromat, which is a professional. I forget the word they use, or like in a uh, washing machine dryer. The water has to be hot. Um, I'm here now. The reason I'm pausing now is because I was another state's requirements, and they say how hot the water has to be, etc. So this is why it's very, very, very good to read your module at least 5 times before you take the test, or go through the tutorials at least, just constantly. And I'm going to tell you where you can get your own book so you can write on it, but that's going to come later. Oh, here it is right here. Requirements and standards. Because remember I said there's rules, there's regulations, there's laws, there are requirements and standards. I knew it was five of them. Rules, regulations, laws, requirements, and standards. And these come from the Oregon Health, I don't know why I'm trying to look. The state of Oregon Health, licensing agency. This thing, one of these days, I'm not going to have to do that. Okay, all tools and implements that come in direct contact with the client must be disinfected or disposed of after use. All tools and implements with sharp edges or points must be totally immersed in a high-level disinfectant according to the manufacturer's instructions. And yesterday we learned about the low level and the high level. And one of the ones is like bactericidal, uh, and it was telling you how to distinguish between a high and a low level disinfectant. And it was talking about, so your module was talking about how you're supposed to immerse the instrument in, it has to be deep enough to put it. Oh no, not again. It has to be deep enough for the instrument itself to either lie in, so it can be immersed, or it could be able to sit in and be immersed. For example, if you had a comb, you're and that's the receptacle that you're using was this wide, excuse me, and then this deep, it will be long enough for the comb to sit in. Because it's talking about tools. Okay, requirements and standards. All tools and implements without or points must be totally immersed in a solution containing 1,000 parts per million. Okay, so that's ppm, parts per million, ppm, of a commercial quaternary ammonium compound or other low-level disinfectant used according to the manufacturer's instructions. Has to be manufacturer instructions. Requirements and standards. All disinfecting agents must be kept at adequate strength to maintain effectiveness, be free of foreign material, and be available for immediate use at all times. The licensed facility is open for business. And I hope you can hear me because this is not on. So as I'm talking now, I'm going to look to see. Oh no. When I say oh no, a lot of times it means that words came on the screen. Requirements and standards. Single-use disposable gloves must be discarded after use with each client. So you're in a constant mode of protecting not only yourself, but protecting your client. You want your client to know every single time how important you make them feel. I believe I was telling on this avenue how I went to get my eyes checked, and that's how good I felt. It was like I got my eyeballs taken out of the socket, and the doctor and back in, and it was. I really feel good. I told it to. Requirements and standards. All manual devices or equipment used in the practice of natural hair care must be used in accordance with their product safety and, registration requirements imposed by any federal, state, county, or local authority. And the day I said EPA. I mean, just out of the clear blue. I saw some other letters, maybe EPP, I don't know. But it just automatically brought me to begin to speak natural hair care practitioner. I'm calling that as if that's the language. You know, it's English. But natural hair care practitioner. Natural hair care practitioner. Oh no, I forgot to plug anything. It's just sitting here. Here's the plug. Here. So we'll see how it works without the plug. A lot of times I can hear the fan. The requirements and standards. So we went from, hold on. Oh no, this seems like all we're doing today so far. Oh, disinfecting non-electrical. We started off with refuse and waste material. So that's must be where we ended up yesterday. Requirement, and now we're at requirements and standards. Natural hair care practitioners, that's me, that's me, may not use any manual device or equipment unless the use is part of the delivery of services within the practitioner's scope of practice. The only way that I can think of that is when I'm working next door or when I'm working and cleaning, um, and I want to like change a light bulb. I it's basically what I'm saying is you don't want to use a chair if you have the ladder right there. It is in perfect working order. Well, you don't want to use something on someone's hair that says. The only way that I can really think of is when I was trying to create the J hook. This right here. I started out using a paper clip, and I was trying to do the same procedure that the J hook does, but when I was sticking through my hair, it would always get caught on the tip of the paper clip. So I was trying to figure out a way so that it wouldn't stick, like grab my hair at the point of it. And so what I ended up doing is taking the back of an earring and putting it on the point, but it kept splitting. So what I'm saying here is what this is saying. If you are going to lock someone's hair, you know, to use a tool that was created to lock, not. I mean, a paperclip would have been good if I know what I know now. But I'm thankful that it wasn't good then because I came up with J hook. So anyway, use the things that you have, the tools that you have for what they're used for. You know, you wouldn't want a screwdriver to part hair. Well, it's shaped like a rat tooth comb and has a flat end like that. No. Okay, so hair care practitioners, that's me and you, may not use any manual device or equipment unless the use is part of the delivery of services within the practitioner's scope of practice. And I did find out, I haven't paid to get on it or to be a part of it or anything like that, but the tests are questions and not multiple choice, it seems like. It's more like fill in the blank or definition. Like, what is a requirement and standard? Name three requirements and standards, like that. So far, I have not seen any multiple choice questions. Not even one. It would be like, oh, they're all multiple choice. No. And I like the word manufacturer's intended use of the device and the client health and safety. And remember how I was telling you on yesterday that it would be good to get in with the natural hair care now because it's so young in Portland, Oregon. I found a place that's North Carolina, State Board examination for a natural hair care specialist license. Successful completion of this test will permit employment as a licensed natural hair care specialist or hair braider in North Carolina. And it's like so much stuff. You have to do so many hours. I'm going to get into that in a little bit. Okay. And the young lady that helped Oregon to become able to have establishments, to open up businesses, to employ people, etc. Uh, it's in, it was like in the news. I was like, very nice. I was so pleased that what I'm saying is true. But I was reading here. I was trying to read the whole thing. I tell you what. Let's do what we're doing right now, and then I can get more in detail because I don't want to get too far gone. We're going back over what we did yesterday. Storage of tools and implements. See, my J hook is going to get in there. That's how. Well, I'll start my locks. I showed you with my fingers. I love that. And after I start, I use the J hooks, make the process faster. Storage of tools and implements, or disinfected and clean tools and implements must be stored separately from all others. Storage drawers for clean tools and implements must be clean, free of hair, and used only for clean tools and implements. So how did the hair get in there? Oh, I'm just asking. Storage of tools and implements, storage cabinets, workstations, and vanities must be kept clean. Equipment. The surface of all equipment where services are performed, including but not limited to back bars, must be of cleanable, non-absorbent. And I like that. I like that. Because it sort of means like vinyl. It sort of means plastic. Like for your chairs. You need to be able to wipe down your chairs all the time. You need to be able to do that. All equipment must be clean and in good repair. I'm still thinking about changing my camera laptop to an older one. This is touchscreen, etc., etc. Because for some reason, the mirror, not the mirror, but the lens of the camera seems to be getting foggy. Equipment, a high-level disinfectant or bleach solution used according to the manufacturer's instructions must be used to disinfect contaminated by blood or bodily fluids. And one of the things that you want to keep in mind, you want to keep this in mind at all times, is that in order to be a natural hair care practitioner, you have to be clean. You have to be clean. Not only do you have to be clean, but your facility has to be clean. It has to be. It's like, come on now, because you want to comply with the rules, the regulations, the standards, the laws. You just want to. And I said it's five of them. So let's see if we can do them again. Rules, regulations, standards, laws. That's the nice part about tutoring. You get it. And you know for a fact that I am learning this with you because I would know. I would know it right off the bat. And that's why I'm so thankful that you're here, that you're now. Okay. Serving clients. Practitioners. That's me. That's you. Must wash their hands before and after serving each client to prevent cross contamination. When washing hands, practitioners, that's you and that's me, must use soap and water or other alternative hand washing products such as gels. You know, a lot of that 100% uh, sanitizer is a gel. Aerosol spray. I don't know about washing your hands with aerosol spray, but foam or packaged hand wipes. Oh. Serving clients, practitioners, that's you and me, performing services on clients with skin conditions that are wet or weeping must wear single use protective gloves. But remember, before you get here, you should already know that. So that's a rule that you should remember to like put on that check off list. Because I'm telling you, you as a practitioner, you make up the not only the thermostat, but you have total with the thermostat. You can turn it up high, you can turn it down low, you can keep it steady, you can lock it, all that. You are the thermostat. You're the one that is the temperature, meaning control of what you do with your license to keep your license protected. Practitioners performing services most conditions that are wet or weeping must wear single-use protective gloves. If you get there, I'm telling you, if you get to this part right here and did not say or do something, I'm suggesting strongly to work on hair where the skin is broken. Don't do that, especially as a new practitioner, because there's nothing to say that that person won't say. So no, well, yesterday I showed my mom, or 2 weeks ago I showed my mom. It was just a little bump. I mean, she felt it. She took a picture of it before I came, but now look at it. This is not what I went into her shop with. See what I'm saying? Don't come on now. Please listen to me. Listen. Before you get here with the gloves on, there should be a check off list. I mean, in order to take the test, we got to do a check off list. The people that come to our shops or come to for us to work on as their personal natural hair care, um, we are there for them. So the beginning of the module said they need to go and see somebody, like a doctor, especially. Anyway, now we're gonna get to the other part, which talks about head lice. We talked about that earlier on. I didn't feel like this before. Before I was just reading it. Now it's like, ooh. Anyway, head lice may be treated at the discretion of the practitioner and or facility owner. So if you're working in a facility and someone says, I mean, the owner of the facility says yes to head lice, oh man, do you know how to? Because see how new I am. I just got my license. Because you don't want it. You don't want this. Hmm. I mean, I can see if you say yes, but then what if the facility owner's been saying no? Because there is no way. I'm telling you. Come on now. You should know this. You should understand what I'm saying. There is no way that it cannot be proved that you did not have lice, and because some people are going to keep things secret. I'll put it that way. Some people will keep things secret. Okay, it says the big exclamation point at the end. Congratulations! You have now completed the natural hair care training module. The following requirements will need to be completed prior to obtaining a natural hair care certificate. And so it's going to tell you the examination is administered at the Oregon Health Licensing Agency. 700 Summer Street Northeast, Suite 320, Salem, Oregon. I'm gonna have to take off Fitbit Connect instead of slowing down my. I hope it doesn't turn you off. Um, it says put to sleep. I'm sorry, you guys, but it's just. I mean, you can see me because I see that the camera's still on, but it's this great sign that's right, and the only thing I can see right now is this hand. Let me. Then I have to buy something if otherwise too good. I just uninstalled Fitbit Connect. It was just telling me the three things that asked me to put to sleep, and I can just uninstall. Okay, so the agency hours for testing are Monday, 9 a.m. to 1:30, and they were closed today. But the thing was, I was, I'm planning. I don't know. I can't say I was, but I am to take the ride down to Salem to find the place to take the test because I found out you have to either hand in the paperwork, and here it is right here. Examination requirements. It says print and complete the attached certificate of completion, and that's what you get if you accept this tutoring. You want to be tutored by Ms. Janice. I send you one of these. I put the date on it, and you have 2 years from that. No, not 2 years from this date, but 2 years from the date of the application. And you have to go online to get the application from the agency's website. And then when you pay for this, send for this, I give you that form. I'll send you the form also. It's a 3-page form, and then it says you can either send in the $25. The extra is $45 to take to sit for the test and to send in the application. And the application is online. And the way for you to find it on your own, I'm telling you how to do it on your own. If you don't want to follow through with Miss Janice, you go to the Natural Hair Care. You just Google Natural Hair Care Module, MODULE, Natural Hair Care Module. You will get this. You will get all of the stuff that I'm reading because you might be in another state. And so, me personally, uh, I'm in Oregon, and I was looking up some of the other places, and I'm going to give you an example in just a second. It says provide all requirements listed on the application checklist in order to sit for the natural hair care written exam. So you have to fill the form out. You have to send the form in. When you go to take the test, you have to prove with this that you did the module because these come with the module. If you're in Oregon, okay. And then the last page is the certificate. The requirements to send in a copy like of your passport, which is not expired more than 5 years, a copy of your ID card, driver's license. You need two modes of identification, a birth certificate or social security card. You have to copy them and send that in with the $20. Okay? Now that's that. So we'll start over tomorrow with the first 21 pages. So we're going to get that up. I'm just going to keep going over until I take my test. Okay, so I don't have to count today. I just have to grab 21 pages. And I did see in another place the the this is North Carolina online to whereas it was like 300 something a month. I saw where course I said like that. I'm seeing how natural hair care is being implemented in other states, and this one they have it online. It's Natural Roots by J.com, and it's sponsored by, and this is her logo. I think this is really cute. That up there is the hair. I'm gonna see if I can cleanse the lens because to me the other computer to see if the picture or the screen is clear. So this is the certification course. Now that right there is the course right here. In order to take this, to take the test to get your license, because it keeps telling you in this that even though you finish the module, and I'm telling you too, even though you finish the module, you fill out the application, it does not mean that you're licensed until after you pass the state board test. And the state board test is not hard at all, but what we're doing is we're helping you to prepare for the state board test. That's all we're doing. That's all Miss Janice is doing. Is to go continually go over and give you a couple of laughs, a couple of experiences um, as we go through the module. I told you, go through the whole module and then talk, and see, look, it's 32 minutes. So the module itself, for 24 pages, within a week, you can do the module. But this one is an intense natural hair care training course. There's no experience in natural hair care and who are looking to become fully certified and licensed as professional natural hair care. Instead of practitioners in North Carolina, they are called specialists. And here, I'm asking you to find out what you would like to specialize in, and that I want to be a tutor, and I want to become good at tutoring. But in the meantime, so you don't need a license or anything to become a distributor of any. I'm already, doing natural hair on my friends, which is locks. I told you I'm getting good at locks. I'm making hats. I'm selling the hats for like 45, 50 on up. I make hoods. I make head covering. I make scarves attached to the hood. But now that I'm getting into lock, I'm making bigs, and I've been showing you some of the different styles of bigs for um, young people to have locks. So that's what I'm trying to explain to you. Become proficient in one of these things: braiding, to natural hair care, anything that's attached to it, anything that's attached to it. Okay, so you become a natural hair care specialist. Professionals can specialize in hair braiding, natural hair care, or both. The course will offer students a comprehensive curriculum for every aspect of natural hair care and professional salon management. So those are the rules, the regulations, the laws, I can't think of that one. Rules, regulations, laws, standards. I'm probably gonna have to look because I keep using it, trying to use them today. Okay, it will give participants a basic introduction in infection control, diseases, human physiology, services, techniques, types of hair related to natural hairstyles, draping, natural hairstyle supplies, professional and preparation of the salon environment. Role play simulations will be used to develop participants' skills as professional and ethical hair braiders and natural hair care specialists. Upon successful completion, graduates will meet all the requirements necessary to take the North Carolina, they call it NC, State Board Practical and Written Examination. So in North Carolina, I was telling you, like here in Portland, Oregon, in order to become a certified nurse's assistant, you go to the class, you learn in the class, you do so many weeks, hours, hands-on, which is called practical. But and then you take the test because part of the test is written and part of the test is practical. So you want to be proficient at both. Well, in North Carolina, you have to be proficient at both. In Portland, Oregon, not yet. All you basically have to do is to pay, fill in your application, take a written test. But the way that the written test is like you got to know your stuff. You can't just pass it and go, woohoo, I did this and it only cost $45 and whatever. That's not professional. And the reason I'm telling you this is because there's going to be people that say, well, she didn't teach me that. I looked at mzjanis videos. I went to her tutorials. She taught this. She said this. I remember a lot of stuff. I remember her saying that. Read. Because if it don't say it in here, how would I know? I'm telling you. So that after I take the test, I even personally become more proficient at how to tutor. Okay, so I will keep reading. It says note. Now, remember, I was telling you, to me, seems really easy. But here it says, after June 30th, 2011, and this is still on her website, after or Natural Hair Care Specialist Certification Course. See, this is why I'm calling it a tutorial. But once you become a specialist, that's not the right word. Once you become licensed and be whoever you want to be, as long as it deals with these rules, regulations, standards, laws, requirements, rules, regulations, standard laws, requirements. Sorry. I gotta write that down. Rules, regulations, standard laws, and requirements. Man, I was trying to figure that out. Okay, rules, regulations, requirements, standards, laws. Okay. I think now that I wrote it down, I'll probably remember it better. Okay, listen to this. After June 30th, 2011, unlicensed individuals are required to attend 300 hours of curriculum-based training at an approved cosmetic, art, or natural hair care school. Right? Before that, you didn't have to do that. Just like now. Like before we had to go through the module, because you saw on the first, basically on the first page, it says during the 2013 legislative session, House Bill 3409 passed, creating natural hair care as a field of practice under the Board of Cosmetology. So they didn't even have this module before 2013. So before the bill, excuse me, before Bill 3409, just think of it as an address, 3409, was passed. You had to go through the whole cosmetology program. There was module, pay $20 and stuff like that. You had to literally go to school. Well, now that's what this is saying. You have to go to school. You have to have continued education. You have to see, and if you get in on it now, and that's what they say later on in here. So get this done now so that after this date, you won't have to also add that to it. Because if you have a license, then you have so many years before your license is to be renewed. And so before you get your license renewed, you're going to have to do the 300. And that's even more money. Okay, so then sit for the written and practical exam. So then now they have a written and a practical. So that's how come you want to be proficient at what you do. You won't be like, oh, I know I used to do that. I know I used to do that, or and then you don't want to get fired from a place as a employee. You don't want to get fired either, because that's uh, pitting or allowing a, a notch to be taken away from your license. Because usually, if you get fired, they have to tell why they fired you, and it's on the application, which I'll probably read in a minute. It says, although you may take a course at another facility, it is your responsibility after June 30th, 2011 to ensure that the North Carolina Board of Cosmetic Art Examiners has approved the school or training facility. So now it's also your responsibility to like make sure that it's okay to go to that school. And if not, you could be all at the examination and well, do you have your certificate proving that you've taken your 300 hours? Yes. Well, where's the school at? We're gonna look on our list. This is not an approved school. You mean I didn't spend $1,000 to go to this school and what? This person right here, the training academy, is telling you that it's your responsibility to make sure that the school that you want to go to is approved. Because it says, even though you might not go here, although you may take a course at another facility, because some facilities are less expensive. Like right now, remember I told you, in order for me to be, after I get licensed, and I say to teach, I have to, my facility has to be even licensed to teach. Like, so that's why I'm a tutor. A tutor is someone that constantly goes over and makes it so plain, so simple, like bite-sized, chewable pieces. And I think 21 pages a day is good. Okay, then it says beat the deadline now and receive the best information North Carolina has to offer. So this is considered a licensed place, a good place to go. But realizing or moving forward, there's more things that you have to do. And this person was on the board. I was reading it that time. Help this to become a law in North Carolina, a class or taken out of the cosmetology training of going to the permit of the hair, the braided, all that, so that it can be like a chunk, like a trade, something that you can hire people or teach. Or okay, let's go. It says pre-registration and prepayment is required. Attendance at all classes is mandatory. No exception. To register, it says please visit byj.com to download the application packet. Payments are accepted through PayPal, by cashier's check or money order, or in person with credit or debit card. Course content and schedule may be found on the following page. Only serious applicants will be considered. Please contact Jay at, and then she gives her phone number in North Carolina. Hey, somebody might be watching from North Carolina. It's 919-308-0262, and it's www.mzjanis, Natural Roots by Jay. And it's all together, and Jay is JEY.com. And then it says Zen Zelly Training Academy. And that's her trademark. So that's a trademark name. That means no one else can take it. So this lady is serious. Okay, course content and schedule may be found on the following page. Only serious applicants, I said that already. Who? It says for unlicensed individuals seeking natural hair care specialist training before June 30th, 2011. What? Natural hair care specialist certification. When? April 4th to June 18th. Where? Raleigh or Durham, North Carolina. Specific locations to be announced. Times: 10 a.m. to 4:30 p.m. Tuition: $1,350. The instructor, Junice D. Hall, MPA, is a licensed natural hair care specialist who made her mark on North Carolina's natural hair care industry by revising the Natural Hair Care Licensing or Cosmetic Art Act for the North Carolina General Assembly in 2009. The bill and other related literature now reads Natural Hair Care Specialist instead of Hair Braider. Because of her involvement, okay, her vast knowledge and expertise will inspire and prepare students to promote holistic hair health and wellness through education and service. So now she is a trainer, a teacher. Or did I say trainer? Is a licensed natural hair care specialist. And I told you, once you become a licensed natural hair care practitioner, you can put your letters after your name. Like when you become a licensed nurse practitioner, you become a LPN, like that. And it's doing nursing, but you don't have to go through the whole 4 years. It's like a 2-year program. So you're a licensed nurse practitioner. And so this, they've taken out of all of your studies to be a cosmetologist, the facial, they took that out. I did this the other day, and I was saying, the hair, the finger person, the fingernail professional, the hair cutter, the barber, like that. You want to be proficient at what you do, and you want to keep up your license, and you want to become, like I said, good at it, because you know for a fact that somebody's going to tell. You know that. You know somebody's going to tell something. Because it says that the Oregon Health Licensing Agency should be, we call it the agency, should be able to come into a licensed facility at any time, and then you're supposed to have your license, which is your business card, but you should have your license on you at all times. You should never be a place, even when you go to the store to get some JoJo's. Let me stop. Okay, now the Natural Hair Care Specialist Certification Course, class schedule. Now, due to the nature and time limitation of this course, the schedule will not be adjusted. Attendance at each class is mandatory for successful completion. Makeups will not be permitted. It is the student's responsibility to attend each class and complete all assignments. Classes will consist of theory and practical experience. Theory is word, practical is doing. Classes meet from 10 a.m. to 4:30 p.m. and the dates listed below. The 62 practical salon hours will be scheduled in addition to the 108 hours of instruction listed below. Now listen to this. Completion of this course does not mean that the participants will be licensed as a natural hair care specialist. So I can say all of that because I'm just tutoring. But I want to become a facility that not only does this, I want to be uh, considered a teacher, a practitioner, a practitioner, a practitioner, a natural hair care, a licensed natural hair care practitioner. A natural hair care practitioner is one who does hair, natural hair, that works on natural hair, that becomes proficient at it, good at it, do all the rules and regulations, but doesn't have a license. That's what you will be if you get your license, and then you will be a natural hair care practitioner. You won't be able to have a license. You won't be able to be a entrepreneur, is what I like to call it. It's called an independent contractor. You won't be able to be an independent contractor because after you become a licensed natural hair care practitioner, then you start adding to that. You start specializing in what you do. And that's why I like that. This is why I like this. Because she's not only showing me how to get my stuff together, but she's also showing me that there's opportunity in this field. Now, the classes is introduction to the course, is the pre-test in natural hair history, the client and you, professional consultation, infection control. So, excuse me, what she's basically doing is going through the module. Let me show you how you can tell. There is no formal education or school, a formal nor education nor school required to qualify for natural hair care certification. Right? That's what I just said. There is no school. This used to be a part of cosmetology school or beautician school or whatever it's called when you go to a school to become uh, proficient at doing every type of hair. A training module has been provided to help familiarize individuals with the necessary information to practice natural hair care, in addition to the Oregon Revised Statutes and Oregon Administrative Rules governing natural hair care practitioners. So now we have somebody that we have to answer to. And a practitioner is you and me. Natural hair care does not include penetrating chemical hair treatment such as hair coloring, hair joining, hair strengthening, hair straightening, or permanent wave styles. Keep listening. Procedures. Okay, introduction to the course, pre-test, natural hair history, and that's basically what I just read. How the natural hair come about. Now, of course, there's going to be pictures, slideshows of African Americans. Um, it's talking about okay. This is 4-4. So every May the 4th is the introduction of the course, the pre-test, and the natural hair history. And these classes, it says when these classes started. I think it was 2003. But I think it's like 10 years later. Hold on. I'm trying to find it. I think it says 2003. I can't find it. Okay, so let me go on. So it talks about braiding, cornrowing, extending, lacing, locking, sewing, twisting, weaving, wrapping, hair extensions. It says 4-5. That's the next day. You're in school from 10 to, so it's like you have to be, somebody sent me an attention. You have to be so wanting to do this that you have like a one-on-one consultation with this hair company, this school, because this training course, because they tell you right out front, you do not get your funds back. And and I'm the opposite. In order for you to say, I really appreciate you, um, like what else you got? What else is coming after your license? I'm telling you all the time that this is who I'm going to be. I'm going to be the person that has the school for natural hair care because I want to train at a school. I want to, I don't I'm not saying that I want to do it for years. I want to have that under my belt so that I can have clients. I want people to watch these videos. I want people to do the one-on-one times with Miss Janice. I want to be able to meet the people in Salem where we have to take the test. I want like that. I want because I want a prosperous business, but I want to help people to get to another place in their life. And this is a type of entrepreneur job that you can do. And I'll encourage you to take that test to get the license. After I got my license to become a licensed natural hair care practitioner, I didn't just stop there. 10 years down the road, 20 years down the road, I want people to see how far I got just from sitting in front of the camera tutoring in this part of the room. Okay, so it says the client and you, professional consultation, infection control, and you know how far down we get about that. That's how come this started. Before you get here, with your gloves on over somebody's head, you want to be able to know that there's nothing going on, like no lice, no scabies, no open sores with pustules. No, you don't want to get in somebody's hair and find out that I can't work on your hair. You don't want to get there. Because I'm telling you, people will blame stuff on you if you don't know what you're doing. And right now, I don't even know what I'm doing. I'm being honest. I am tutoring because I am learning how to tutor so that I can learn this, so that I can tutor as a licensed practitioner and I can stop saying that I don't know how to do this. Okay? Hair is defined. Remember, I told you natural hair history. And then it gets better because it goes on to say diseases and disorders of the hair and scalp, and then there's a quiz. Human physiology, and that's where this hair defined, hair function, the pictures of the hair, because anatomy and physiology. Remember, I was telling you how this is without even doing this. Telling you how this is like 0.01 anatomy. But me personally, when I get better after I take the test, because I really want to study this so much that after I take the test, I can get an anatomy and physiology book, and I can go a little bit deeper and talk about the scalp and length, and because that's what you want to do. You want to get better at what you do. You want to add on to hair defined, natural hair and appendage of the skin, which is a cylinder thread like, which is a slender thread like cylinder of impacted protein and keratinized cells that is an outgrowth of the epidermis layer. And remember, epidermis is skin. And hair function. The primary function is to insulate the body from the heat and cold and to protect the head from injury and physical trauma. And I thought that was what the score was here for, but the secondary function of hair is the adornment. And I like that because just because the woman is not woman is the hair glory. Glory is the woman's hair. Hair is the woman's glory. Hair is the woman's glory. And then it starts talking about the structure of the hair. Human hair is divided into two parts, the hair root and the hair shaft. But, okay, Now this is what we're doing, right? And this is what basically what I did when I first started teaching. It took me like 2 hours just to go over like I don't know how many pages. That's how come I got to the point where I was saying, let me divide like 7 into 140 something. And it came up to 147. And it came up to 21 pages a day. And it takes about 13 minutes to just plain old read because I did do that once. I did that once. Let me see. Hold on. I don't see an invite. I just see it says a thumbs up, tap chat, top chat. Some messages such as potential spam may not be visible. Oh, live chat. I wonder why did that change? I didn't change it. They have emojis. They have emojis on here. Natural hair care practitioner. I'm gonna send you one. Just in case it's somebody's birthday. Oh, it just says food. It's not letting me do it though. Oh, it changed it to food. It did. It just took a minute. Okay, so it says diseases and disorders of the hair and scalp, human physiology, that's where we are, hair structure and hair types and tools. See, don't you remember that? Hair braiding and locks. And the thing is, on here, every avenue that you have, you get a test. It says quiz number 2, human physiology. Quiz number 1, diseases and disorders of the hair and scalp. Quiz number 3, hair structure and hair types and tools. Quiz number 4, hair braiding and locks. I like this because it will be worth um, doing the tutorial. But the nice part is, I told y'all why it's free. I told y'all why this is free to get on, to look at it, to hang out with me, get to know Miss Janice. For $75, and you don't even have to pay me. I'm even telling you how to get it online. The thing that I'm doing is creating a community, and can't wait to get one person to join it. I'm telling you, after I get one person, I will be happy. I'm not gonna tell you what I do. Okay, proper care for braids and locks, draping and shampooing, natural hair types, hairstyles and techniques. Remember, we have that too. We have the different types of ways to do the hair, the braiding, the locking, uh, the I just read it. Hold on. Hold on. Braiding. Sorry. Sorry about that. Braiding, cornrowing, extending, lacing, locking. That's my forte. Sewing, twisting, weaving, wrapping, hair extension. That's like 10 people specializing in something. I'm gonna find. Well, I'm gonna be the locking specialist, but I'm going to 9 people who want to specialize in this, and then let them go from there. What do you want to learn next? Because I like cornrowing, I like braiding, I like extension, but braiding and extension is not sewing and all that kind of stuff. I like twisting. I like weaving. No, I don't like weaving. I can't wait to learn that though. Hair extensions. See, I want to learn all the other stuff. But it's all in this module. That's the thing. It's all in the module. It's just more in depth here because of the hands-on part. But that's coming next after I get licensed. I have to be licensed in order to do all the stuff that I want to do. No, me personally, I have to be. That's why, excuse me, I picked the easiest route. I picked the distributing and tutoring. You don't have to be licensed to tutor somebody. You don't. All a tutor, not all, like, well, all a tutor is, but you have to have a love for teaching first of all. So a tutor is someone who has a love for teaching and has techniques to teach everybody. And I enjoy teaching everybody, kids and grown-ups. Okay, the structure of the hair, which is the hair root, is located below the surface of the epidermis or the outer layer of the skin and composed of five main: the follicle, the erector pili, sebaceous gland, the bulb, and the papilla. That's that. Okay, now let me. I'm gonna start this over tomorrow. I don't want. I don't want to miss out on nothing. But I name some more. Proper care for braids, natural hair types, hairstyles, and techniques. Proper selection of hair products. Complete registration for written and practical examination. Definition of services and demonstration of technique. Blood spill procedure. Let's rock. I should at least look. Let's pack. I said let's rock. Let's pack. Demonstration of skill. Professional consultation. And then there's a quiz. Demonstration of skill. Starter locks and lock maintenance. Then there's a quiz. Demonstration of skill. Shampoo, detangle, twist, and braids on natural hair. Demonstration of skill. Simulation for written and practical examination, which is the last day of class. So you have four, 4, 4, 5, then you have 4, 11, then you have 4, 18, 4, 19, and then 4, 25, 4, 26. Then you have 5, 2, and 5, 7. And I'm liking this because she set the class up to whereas the practicals are included and it's there. You have to be there. So me personally, I like doing online, but by the time I start doing practicals, because I know practicals are coming. I mean, you can tell practicals are coming. There's going to be somebody after somebody who is not following the rules and regulations of putting, using, not using the same thing and or not washing it. You just know it. I mean, you know it's in it. It says it right there in the manual. It's like hint, hint. Make sure you have your license. Make sure that you have this. Make sure that you follow this rule. Make sure that this regulation is taken care of. Make sure. But if you're continually being a clean person, you wouldn't have to worry about that because it says everyone that basically is a licensed hair care practitioner is responsible for keeping the facility clean. And if someone else has been talked about in the facility that you're in, or that you're working at, or that you're teaching at, or you are the licensed facility owner, then everybody in that facility is in jeopardy of their license. That's why you want to do your best personally to get your own. That way you can. Well, why am I fired? Well, I'm noticing that every single time that I look in your drawer, I only see one um, throw that goes around the person. What's that called? Cape. That's not what it's called. Poncho. That's not what it's called. Or your drawers are never full of the neck strips or cloths. So, and this is your fourth customer. And I did, and but you see what I'm saying? As the owner of the establishment, you can look in the drawers. You can make sure that everyone is up to par. You know, how did you do on your test? Of course, they're not going to be happy with you, or they're going to be so happy with you that, man, thank you, Miss Janice. I really appreciate how you're continually keeping us up to par, how you're continually watching over us, how you're continually allowing us to be the best, teaching us, excuse me, to be the best that we can be. You see, there should be no reason if you're the licensed facility owner, holder, that anything negative happen. I mean, when I become a licensed facility owner, and I'm trying to tell you, it's like I will have the funds to open up the shop, be the license, but I'm going to come by and I'm still going to be teaching them and all that kind of stuff. I'm going to make sure that every single person that I come in contact with, be it via Facebook, Periscope, YouTube, whatever, I'm practicing on you guys. I really am. I'm practicing on you. Okay, now look at this one. Demonstration of skill. Shampoo, detangle, twist, and braids on natural hair. Demonstration of skills. Simulation for written and practical exams. The last day of class. Demonstration of skill. Clinical at NRBJ Salon. Nashville. What is it? NRBJ. What's the young lady's name? Oh, this is that her. Yep. It's Natural Roots NR by BJ. By J. That's the name of her salon. Salon. A simulation for the written and practical. And then it's a demonstration of skill at the clinical, which is a clinical at National Roots by J Salon. The post test, which is after that video testimonies and course evaluation. So she gets in her testimonies right then and there. You know, I think I'm so glad that I got to be trained by graduation event is to be announced. And like it says on each one of these pages, completion of this course does not mean that participants will be licensed as a natural hair care specialist in North Carolina. Anyone completing this course must also pass the state board examination in order to obtain their license. The difference is because, see, I can't really give you a test right now because I'm calling it natural hair care practitioner. You talk what you're learning. Like when as I'm learning Spanish, I'm reading Spanish. It's like I sure don't know that word, but my Spanish is right next to English, so I have the Bible in Spanish, and then there's the Bible in English. So I just continually go back and forth, go back and forth. So when I meet somebody that speaks the language, I'm like, hola, ¿cómo estás? Estoy bien, gracias, ¿y tú? You know, and they'll say something, and I'll try my best to I learn from out of the Bible because you you want to talk scripture, but scriptures help you to talk Spanish, and that's why I call us speaking natural hair care practitioner because instead of speaking Bible, I speak Spanish. In English, though, I can speak Bible all day long. Okay, so this natural hair care specialist course consists of, I read that. So what did I miss? One more second. I think it was saying something again. I just did that. I just did the class schedule. Hmm. excuse me, one sec. It says the program overview. A natural hair care specialist is a person who practices. Maybe I read this and just remember for reading it myself. This natural hair care specialist course consists of, I think we did. A natural hair specialist is a person who practices natural hairstyle and or hair braiding for a fee. Natural hair care is designed by North Carolina Board of Cosmetic Art Examiners as a service that results in tension on hair strands or roots by twisting, wrapping, extending, braiding, locking hair by hand. That's me. Or mechanical device. That's me. Okay. With or without extensions, natural hair is chemical-free hair. Such practices are not included cutting, shaving, or trimming hair, except that such activities are permissible to the extent that such activities are incidental to the practice of natural hair styling. Such practice shall not include the application of dyes, reactive chemicals, or other preparations to alter the color or to straighten, curl, or alter the structure of the hair. Techniques which result in tension on hair roots, such as certain types of braiding, weaving, wrapping, locking, and extending of the hair, may only be performed by a natural hair care specialist or cosmetology licensee who has successfully completed or approved course of study in such techniques. And the techniques, remember the styles and techniques? The style that I have, so let me take lock, my lock sock, which is a real lock sock, and my sock is smaller today. I just needed a smaller and not so heavy sock. And I usually drop it in there just in case I want to wear it again tomorrow. And here are my locks. And was not going to bother them today, but I will. The rubber band is so loose that I'm just loving it. I am. It doesn't even look like it's in there on some of them. This one I hear it was in the shower. They're not tight at all. They're sliding down. The lock itself. And what I do is just this now. I try not to let the locks combine. Yesterday is when I started yawning while I'm talking, but I can't seem to do it earlier because of the sun. So maybe when it starts getting, and it's not late. I don't know why I'm yawning. I just noticed that yesterday and today I'm yawning. But look at this one. It's like really fast. It feels really fat is what I should say. And then I just been leaving it alone. I've been going up and down down the part and across. And I wet my hair every day. I was gonna put oil on it, but look, I rinse my hair every day, and I was gonna put oil on it, but it's still oil on it. This is the only hairstyle so far that has been holding the oil when I lock my hair. But before now, I think that's what it is. And I was gonna wear my hair out today, and it was all up. all of them were up, like sticking out. Anyway, let me get back to talking because I just wanted to show y'all my locks. Weaving, wrapping, locking, and extending of the hair may only be performed by a natural hair care specialist. So I wonder what do you call before you become a specialist? I just do natural. Oh, they changed it. I know what it's called. I know what it was called. Yeah. As I said, it was changed. I better read that now. Listen to it. The instructor, J-E-U-N-A, J. Unesi, D. Hall, MPA, is a licensed natural hair care specialist who made her mark on North Carolina's natural hair and by revising the Natural Hair Care Licensure Cosmetic Art Act for the North Carolina General Assembly in 2009. The bill and other related literature now reads Natural Hair Care Specialist Hair Braider. Wow, that does open up a lot of doors. Well, yes, you can do natural hair care, but you can only braid hair. See, that would make sense. That's why I like natural hair care practitioner because there's a licensed nurse practitioner. What does that do? What is the definition of a natural hair care practitioner? It's someone that deals with natural hair, not the dyeing of it, not the perming of it, not chemicals, but the natural hair, the state of the state of natural hair. And so that's any race, any creed, any just any hair, men, women, children, any. And one of the things that she did say, or that is said in her literature, is that you have to be 18. The Zenell Training Academy will accept students 18 and older who have the ability to benefit from from training provided. Applicants must have a high school diploma or general equivalent diploma in order to enroll. Certificates are awarded upon completion of the program. Once students pass both their written and practical state examinations, North Carolina Board of Cosmetic Art Examiners will issue the official natural hair care license to qualified individuals. The tuition fee, that's why I thought I read this, because I read the tuition fee, which is $965. The tuition, $965. The registration fee is $50. And the student materials or textbooks is $335. The total cost is $1,350. Because of the intense nature and time restriction, the course schedule will not be altered. So if you want to do this and you're serious about it, what you're asked to do is to pay 60% deposit, which is $810, is required to register for this course. And half of the remaining balance, which is 270, is due by 4/4, which is the first day of the class. The remaining balance is 270, is due by 5/2. Full payment at the time of registration will be accepted. Failure to pay tuition as stated will result in expulsion and forfeiture of fees paid. No refund will be issued for incomplete payments and consequent expulsion. Natural hair care is here to stay. Get on board today. So what I'm actually saying to you is that the more serious you become, see, because becoming an instructor are rules and regulations. You have to follow the rules and regulations. And I noticed that with any business, the instructor, the class leader, when I was teaching CPR and first aid, or when I was tutoring children at reading, writing, and math, and I was an employee, and the school itself was an academic accelerated education school. They took this program according to ACE, and the teachers or the instructors, like the principal, the vice principal, they had to literally go to like another state in order to bring that program to our school. But they had to sit in the class, sit at their desk, just like students, in order to go over the structure of how the class is taught because it was new. That's what I'm trying to explain to you. This is so new in Portland, Oregon, that it's going to become more advanced. More things are going to have to be in order to be a school. And that's one of the things I want to. I want to be able to teach this because there are all kinds of schools out there, and all the schools are required to follow certain rules, certain regulations, certain standards, certain laws, and certain procedures. So because there are laws or procedures or just standards that has to be accomplished, licensed through a health board, or hold on, what's the name of the place? Oregon Oregon Health Licensing Agency. Because the Oregon Health Licensing Agency encompasses so much. It encompasses so much. And we were talking about the EPA, the Environmental Protection Agency. When I went on the Oregon Health Board's website, they had so many different categories and licenses, and I mean, just to do facials, just uh, to cut hair as a barber, just to do manicures, just to do, I think it was manicures and pedicures. Just to do nails. I should have put it that way. Um, it took me a while to find the applications for the license. I'm like, wow. But I just want y'all to know that if you're going to go for it because it's going to get more intense as you go. It's going to get more intense. Like, I was even looking at how to get a food handler's card. That was on there because the facility has to be licensed in a way. Like, we got an oven in our church, and then we had to have people come out to make sure it's not a convection oven, it's a commercial oven. We got a commercial oven put in our church, and just to make sure that it's ventilated, and a commercial stove, and it's a gas stove, and so the kitchen had to be ventilated. It has to have uh, uh, like if the what's it called? If the stove explodes because of gas, I can't think of what it's called right now, but you understand what I'm saying. It has to be have fans, and I mean it's like a big deal. But the Oregon Health Board, the Oregon Health Licensing Agency, OHLA is how the short version of it. And they will ask you that on the test. What does OHLA represent? And it's the Oregon Health Licensing Agency. I mean, they're getting so not strict, but you have to have a covering. You have to have somebody telling you what to do, because us as human beings try to get away with stuff. Well, if you want to become a licensed natural hair care practitioner, You shouldn't be trying to get away with stuff. You should be trying to make it better so that you can be the best personal licensed natural hair care practitioner that your family has ever seen. You know, I used to go to the beauty parlor all the time, but I never knew that. I never knew why they had to have closed receptacles. I never knew. Teach them how to speak practitioner. I'm gonna let y'all go. Thank you so much for coming to hang out with me. I'm glad I figured out the lighting so you could even see it in the mirror. See how this part of my face is lighter? So now I got to figure out the camera part. Thank you so much for being there. I know when I came on before, I will call y'all Lobsters, and this is Lobsters Embassy, but it will be only Lobster Embassy ish. And I am so thankful that I am learning more and more and more every day when you all come on. Thank you so much for finding me. Thank you for even making me know that you're going to find me so I can do this more and more. I was thinking about going to uh, Periscope, but I'll wait till after I become licensed. Yeah, so I'm gonna take Zenzelli's Training Academy's model and just look her up, look through her stuff. I might even go there to look at her what is it called, facility. I might start writing her. I gotta see. I gotta see. I want to see. I want to see. This is Miss Janice, your natural hair care practitioner tutor, and wishing you a very, very good night. Because it's probably like 9 or 10 o'clock right now. Yep, 9. All right.